Designed to be happy. Eh? If we were not designed to be happy, you wouldn't want to find happiness every day. We are trying to get back to the state that we are always in, happiness. So you are special and you were designed to be happy. Take back what is yours, please. Everybody understand that? So Hanumanji was a very gifted person. And from birth, everyone recognized Hanuman as being special. You know why? When Hanuman was born, he was born with a loincloth on and a pair of earrings on. Have you ever seen a baby born like that before? You might have seen a baby probably born with a tooth or maybe one or two teeth. And you'll say, ooh, nice baby. You gotta buy toothbrush from small. But Hanuman was born with a loincloth on and a pair of earrings. And why was that? I'll tell you quickly because Rakesh, where Rakesh? Listen to these stories, eh? At the time of Hanuman's conception, the king of Kiskindha at that time knew that Hanuman was going to be special. He knew that Hanuman was going to have a lot of power. That is Bali or Bali, right? And he said, you know what? If that baby is allowed to be born, then something going to be wrong. I have to destroy that baby before that baby is born. So if you think you have trouble, Hanuman is born yet and people want to kill him. Understand how it goes. And at that time, in our religion, there are things called tantras and yantras and whatever. And Bali decided to make a special missile to destroy Hanuman in the womb of his mommy. And he used 5 materials, one being gold. Gold, silver, copper, tin, and one other thing. I can't remember the fifth one. And he launched that missile onto Hanuman's mommy while she was asleep. So even since then, we know that people were cowards. They would wait until you are not alert and then attack you. Which is why our religion teaches us to be alert at all times, but that's a different kata. And Hanuman, when he realized what was happening, any normal individual, that would have killed both the mother and the baby. Hanuman said, you know what, that is a nice gift that Bali has sent for me. I will turn it into an earring. So immediately, as the mommy wasn't even struck by it, it turned into a pair of earrings and went straight to Hanuman's. So that is why, from the time Hanuman was born, he had on a pair of earrings. Now, parents, I know let's get vexed when all the boys say they're going to pierce their ears and put on earrings. But that was also part of our culture. If you teach them about it, they won't defy and go and do it. Because at a certain age, you pierce the baby's ear, and there's a special spot here that you pierce that has helped them control their temper and their anger. That's why we pierce it. But you see, people don't teach you these things again. And I was hearing some of them fellas smiling in the back because they're going to tell their mommy they're going to pierce the ears so they won't be so angry again. But that's the reason why we do it. There's a special spot when the baby is small. If you feel it, you will feel it pulsing like a beat. That's the spot you have to get the person to pierce. You know, long time they say they got bow your nose if you get on vexed and angry and that kind of thing upon a bull ring for you and thing. But they stopped doing that. They just pierce the ears. So Hanuman Baba came already ears pierced and earring on. That's why he could never get angry. Wait, I was going to say, have you ever read Hanuman being angry in Ramayana? But someone, let's say, they do have the Ramayana. Listen, go online and watch it if you don't want to read it. They have it showing normal. So stop being lazy. Go and watch it. Go and read it. So Hanuman Baba came with a special gift. Now, if that wasn't good enough, Hanuman Baba was also blessed by all the devatas. And in Sundarkand, those of you who are familiar with the Ramayana, at the beginning of Sundarkand is where Hanuman was about to jump over the ocean. And there's a lovely katha at the end of Kiskindha and the beginning of Sundarkand that tells us what we do when we are faced with difficulties and what we should do when we are faced with difficulties. But tonight I want to focus on Hanuman and his jump across the ocean. Because all of us are on a journey across the ocean. And in the first chaupai, we will see what happens. So the girls of the group will help us. It's the first chaupai. Jehi giri charana deha hanumanta chalehu soga patala ranta. Jisha.
जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जय गिरि चरण दे हनुमंता चले उसोगा पाताल दूर मंता जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जिमिया मोगर पति करबाना एही बाती चला हनुमंता जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
So it says, Hanuman was now told a little secret. Jambavan told him that, listen, O Hanuman, you have very special powers that you were unaware of. Today, now is the correct time to use it because you have a special mission to carry out. And Hanuman, from the minute he was told about that power, started to recall what had happened. Any of us know that story, or do I need to tell you that story? We know the story? Rakesh tell them the story? Or Rakesh say yes, and I buy his Satsang song. I tell all this story. You see, when Hanuman was small, just after he was born, he got up one morning and he saw the sun rising, and he said, wow, look at that nice big juicy mango I going for it. And he started to fly. And as he went further and further and further, he said, but I'm not reaching this mango, what's going on, right? And he saw, how we would call it. I want to say a dragon because that's what they say in the book. But let's say something like a worm slithering going towards the sun. That individual was Rahu. Rahu was going to gobble up the sun and cause an eclipse. Now, any toddler seeing something slithering going around, shining and nice, you know what's going to happen? Hanuman decided that he's going to grab Rahu. So imagine all of this going on in outer space. And Rahu now trying to go and gobble up the sun, cause the eclipse, because that's the way nature is supposed to happen. And Hanuman blocking him and trying to grab him. So what Rahu did is he ran, well, he slithered, he flew, whichever one it is, Shami, because he didn't have no foot. It was just a head and a little kind of stream going around. Like a snake. Well, that's why I wanted to say a dragon, but our concept of a dragon is wings and flying, because that's what we see in the cinema these days. And what had happened is Rahu went straight to Indra and said, oh Lord, well, now why did he go to Indra? Indra is like the king of all the devtas. Notice I am saying the word devtas and not the word gods. There's a big difference between devta and god. Hinduism teaches us one god. In case nobody never tell you that, our religion purports one god, but we have devtas. Another time when Rakesh invite me, I will explain to you what's a devta. So Rahu went to Indra, and Indra said, so you telling me that a little monkey stopped you from going to do what you're supposed to do? You had to be crazy. He said, well, Hanuman grabbed me at one point in time and shake me up and I slithered away. So Indra now realizing that if a normal child could grab Rahu, I tell you, Rahu is one of the individuals that cause good trouble, good culture in your life, then something had to be wrong. Indra then jumped on his elephant. Anybody know the name of Indra's elephant? Say it loud. Oh, they know it. I thought they wonder know it, you know. And coincidentally, that's one of the things that came out while the churning of the ocean went on. We know about the churning of the ocean. If you don't know about the churning of the ocean, you're living in Trinidad because that's a Diwali story every child know. From Ikakas to Toko, they know it. I can guarantee it because we just have to teach it in school. Diwali time. So, this elephant is a huge white elephant. And Lord Indra had that as his vahan, his vehicle. So Indra grabbed his thunderbolt, because he is the god of rains and lightning and thunder, jump on the elephant and say, we are going for Hanuman and teach him a lesson. As Hanuman saw this lovely elephant coming, he said, you know what? That's a nice toy to play with. And he grabbed the elephant by the trunk and jumped on top of the elephant and knocked Lord Indra off. So if I ever feel that our scripture is boring, it's real thing going on here, you know. Of course, if somebody throw me off my vehicle, well, I vex. I vex too bad, you know. And Indra decided that, okay, enough is enough, stupidness is stupidness, and he cracked Hanuman one at the thunderbolt. Imagine if one of the devatas come and crack you with one of their weapons, what would happen to you? Hanuman was knocked semi-conscious and he started to fall from the heavenly planes heading back to earth. Have you ever seen a comet or a meteorite coming down to the planet Earth before? What has happened? It starts to get very, very hot and burn because of the friction. But because Hanuman was a gifted individual, he didn't get burnt. But imagine this sight, a little baby coming down and fire right around. His father, Vayu, got a little bit angry. I don't want to say angry, he got a little bit displeased. And he intercepted Hanuman and took him in his arms and flew away with him. And he said, if Lord Indra can do this to a little child, then it doesn't make sense, people think. So he took away all the prana. You know what is prana? Prana is your breath. He took away all the things that you would breathe from the universe. And things started dying one by one. When the devatas saw this happening, they got very angry because if Vayu takes away all the prana, prana is what gives you the life energy. The English word for it is where you say breath or air, but it's not really that. It's something a little bit more than that. And as things started to die, the devatas decided, look, we cannot allow this to happen, all because of a misunderstanding of people's ego. Because it was a matter of ego there, which is what has happened every time we get in a quarrel. You say, oh, that's what you got to tell me what I got to do for you. Or that's what you do for me, I'll do back for you. And because of ego, everything was going to die. And the devatas said, listen, O Vayu, we will bless Hanuman with different boons, if that will make you feel better. And they gave him different things like Brahma said, may you live as long as myself. That's why Hanuman is one of the immortal. We say immortal because of the length of period of time that he can live. But he will also have to die one day. Just, he will take much longer than us. And they got all these different boons until Vayu said, okay, I am satisfied. I will release the prana and everything will come back to life. And it is at this point where Hanuman started using the powers. And this verse says, the hill on which he stood when he jumped to fly got smashed straight down to Patal. That was the power that Hanuman had. And he began his journey and he moved straight forward like an arrow shot out of Lord Ram's quiver. But we're not accustomed with arrow. Imagine a bullet flying. It will go zigzag, zigzag, so you know. Straight line. Hanuman knew where he left and where he wanted to go. All of us start our journey like that. We know exactly where we want to go. And Hanuman, as he was flying, decided that, you know what, I'm going straight to Lanka and find the whereabouts of Mother Sita and come back and tell. Because part of the deal was if you didn't find Sita when you go back to Sugriv, if you came back and you failed, that was it for you. You would be beheaded. So Hanuman had a very important mission. Now, the first question I want to ask you is that how did Jaman know to tell Hanuman that he was special? Because do you know the character Jaman? Jambavan. How did Hanuman end up being in that army? As a matter of fact, how did Hanuman end up being the friend of Sugriv? Because as far as we know, all the pundits tell us, Rama Bhakta Hanuman, the greatest devotee of Rama. So how Sugriv commented his picture and why was Hanuman loyal to Sugriv? Anybody know that one? Rakesh, tell them that story. He said yes. Oh, you had your hand up, sorry. You know the story? Sarvashka says she know the story. She said I could tell all it. You see, as Hanuman was growing older and older, for himself he realized that he wanted to be educated. Let me say that again. As Hanuman was getting older, for himself he realized he needed to get an education. Now you're getting free education and they may even want to go. But that's our next kata. That's a different kata. And Hanuman decided that, the best person to teach me is the sun, Surya Devata. Because he will see everything that's going on. So he had to be very bright. So Hanuman approached Surya and said, listen, I want you to be my guru. Surya said, I don't have time to teach you, son. Because from the time I start in the morning till the afternoon, I have to be pulling this big ball of fire across the sky. And that's a lot of work. So Hanuman said, listen, well, you could teach me while you're doing that. So Surya said, well, I don't understand how we can do that. Hanuman said, I will fly in front of you, and you teach me while I'm flying in front of you. So every day Hanuman will start at dawn, fly backwards while Surya is coming across the sky and listen to what is being told. Now, how many of you have a guru? You have a guru? Yes, go and check out your guru. We may see nobody raising their hand here, Vaisham. We gotta get our Baba to come in. Do some guru sanskar with somebody. Listen, how many of you are Hindus? Take them in show, Vaisham. How many of you are Hindus? If you are Hindu, you're supposed to have a guru. If you don't have a guru, find one. And I'll explain to you why. The guru teaches you about your religion. So if you have somebody who teaching you about your culture and your religion, you're good. If you don't have somebody, oh God, find one. Or you want to say, and I'm going to say the S with it, you want to say a stupid Hindu. Don't stay a stupid Hindu, please. Be an educated Hindu. Understand me, please? Oma bending she head. She said, oh God, by Prakash, they invited me back here again. But it's the truth. If anybody never tell you that, I telling you that. Don't educate yourself in your culture, please. It's a beautiful culture. As a matter of fact, Hanuman Baba, to praise his guru. Anyway, let me go on with the story and then I'll tell you this. So Hanuman was educated in all the Vedas. Anything you could think about that the sun could teach him, Surya Devata taught him. Including, I'm trying to say this nicely, Vishnu. You know, sometimes they say you're going by Wednesday, Baba. Oh, you never hear about that before? God, I don't know how to say this nicely. And I have some, in Hinduism, it is such a broad spectrum that it has religious and then it has the occult. The part where we can use mantras and yantras and tantras to get immediate effects on earth one time. So you see, if I want Rakesh to win the lotto tomorrow, it have a little thing I could do. And if he buy the lotto ticket, he might, well, not tomorrow. Whenever Lotto come around tomorrow, it's Sunday, they don't play Lotto on a Sunday. Oh, you had to walk, you say. Now you check the correct Baba. You gotta check the correct Baba. I is not the correct Baba, by the way. But we have things like that. If you want, if there are certain illnesses that you have, there are mantras that you can use to cure those illnesses. And that's a different story, and I can explain to you how that happens. Right? But that's a different story. But our culture is such a beautiful culture that whoever teaches you, you have to give them Guru Dakshina. Guru Dakshina is you give them something for teaching you all these things. Traditionally, the payment that you pay your guru is you teach back other people what you were taught. But Hanumanji said, listen, the amount of things you taught me, Surya Devta, I want to give you a Guru Dakshina. Surya said, just by you learning how many things you learn is enough for me. So Hanuman insisted, I want to give you something. He said, Surya said, okay, I have a son called Sugriv. I want you from now to go and look after the welfare of Sugriv until he can stand on his own. And if you know the story of the Ramayana, you will understand now why Hanuman was so attached to Sugriv. Because he promised his guru that he will take care of him until a certain time came. Rakesh, a real researcher story for Hanuman for you, you know. So there are many things, but I want to get back to the story where Hanuman jumping or flying over the ocean. And in our next Doha, we will find out about Hanuman the thoughtful. All I tell you so far was about Hanuman the gifted and how he got his gift. So the Doha.
Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram.
Take your minds back. Hanuman was on the shores of India. He wanted to reach the shores of Lanka, and he just make a nice jump, starting to fly to go over. So he had to cover all this distance here. Now, as Hanuman was proceeding in a nice straight line, like an arrow shot from Ram's quiver, there was a mountain hidden under the ocean. Anybody know the name of the mountain? Aha! I go win this one. Did you ever hear about Mount Mainak? Well, you know what that one. That's a different story. That one had nothing to do with Hanuman Rakesh, so we're going to tell them that one today, right? Right. But Mount Mainak owed his life to a relative of Hanuman. And when he realized that Hanuman was making this long journey, he consulted with the ocean, and the ocean said, well, here what? That's a big distance for Hanuman to jump or fly. Go up and give him a little resting spot. Now, you ever notice when you have something to do, that is when all the other things will start bothering you? You never notice that? Well, then, if that never happened to you, then you are a very, very, very disciplined person. Because I remember, especially when I was studying way back, how long ago? Don't say that, Trisha. Way back when I was younger, and I had to study maths. I would say, okay, I'll study maths for half an hour because test coming up. And for the time I sit down to study, that is when my belly gets out of growl. I can feel to go to the toilet. Somebody go call me. My mother go say, go wash the wares, and I go and wash it fast because I want to do the math. It's something that's always disturb you when you have something else to do. So all of Hanuman's distraction started now. Now, Mount Mainak came up and told Hanuman, listen, such is the case. Hanuman and Richard, he flying and having discussion. And he said, why not take a rest here and then continue on your journey? Which sounded like a great idea. Because then Hanuman would get to rest and could jump again instead of having to make one big jump. Hanuman now, trying not to hurt Mainak's feeling, didn't want to stop, but he didn't want to not stop. So you understand the predicament. So he simply did this. As he was flying by, he touched Mainak. Just rest his hand on Mainak. Now, were you ever really down and out at one point in time? And you know, some people, they just touch you and you feel your spirit rise. That never happened to you before. There's some people that touch you, they feel a sinking down low. Eh? People have energies like that. In this scenario, he touched Mainak, and Mainak felt a sense of fulfillment. But Hanuman also told him something. He said, listen, I am on a very important journey. I don't want to stop because it is of utmost importance. But hear what, when I finish that journey, I will come back, and then you can treat me how well you want to treat me, and I will rest and I will eat and all these kind of things. Now, if you tell somebody something nicely like that with a nice positive touch, you think they're going to get vexed with you? Not at all. You see, our society holds on to things that they don't really need to hold on to. They like to have stress. People like stress, you know, because if you didn't like stress, you would have no stress. Understand my point, please. So Hanuman did not stop, he continued. Hanuman was trying to be very thoughtful and considerate. Now, there are many stories like this in which Hanuman was very considerate and thoughtful. And there's one particular one that all pundits like to tell, and I will tell you this one. One morning, long after the war had finished in Lanka and Lord Ram went back and took up the kingdom, Hanuman noticed Sita Mata putting a little red mark on her forehead, like a tilak, and then putting one on the hair where it was parted. So Hanuman never saw that before. He said, Sita Mata, why are you doing that? Now, Trisha, this is where you are going to get in trouble with her. Because we know that sindoor, and they say all married women are supposed to wear sindoor and blah, 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 and we can go down the road. Ladies, if you are married, let me tell you what that is about, and you could decide if you want to wear it or not. And I'm saying it bravely. Traditionally, every morning when the lady wakes up and does her prayers and she puts on the tilak and the sindoor, she says a prayer for her husband so that his life will be strengthened and his health will be good and whatnot and whatnot and whatnot. Our religion teaches us these things. Now, fellas, don't feel all you don't have things to do too, you know. Because when you get up in the morning and you're doing your prayers, you're supposed to pray for the welfare of your wife and your children and all your family. Our culture is a praying culture. In case you didn't know, it's a praying culture. You think in Islam is 5 times, sometimes for us it's about 25 times for the day you have to say your puja. Now if it is eat 3 times a day, that's 3 times you're going to pray, because you're supposed to say a prayer before you eat. Bless the food before you eat it. Even if it is not sattvic food. It could be tamasic food. Say your prayers before you eat it. It will negate some of the effects of it. Understand where I'm coming from? So Hanuman noticed Sita Mata doing this, and he was very curious, and he asked, why are you doing that? And Sita Mata said, well, listen, when I put this on, Lord Ram, my husband, will live longer. He will be happy. And she went away. Hanuman now thinking, listen, if one little mark will make Lord Ram happy and make him live longer, imagine if I cover my whole body with this. So he take all of Sita Mata's sindoor and put it himself, from toe to head. And he strolled into the courtroom, pleased with himself, and everybody was looking at him and laughing, saying, what on earth, finally Hanuman gone crazy. That is what he would do. And when Lord Ram and Mother Sita sitting on the throne saw him, Lord Ram smiled, because he instinctively knew what was going on. And he told Hanuman, well, he asked Hanuman, he said, why on earth would you put sindoor all over yourself? And Hanuman explained the story about Mother Sita and himself. And of course, everybody in the court laughing at poor Hanuman Baba. And Ram smiled and said, listen, from today on, anyone who applies a coat of the sindoor on Hanuman Baba, their wishes or the reason for doing that puja will be fulfilled. So you see, when Baba tell you get the Hanuman sindoor, it's not that he want to buy extra thing. He want to make sure that the reason you're doing the puja will come to pass. So in our traditions, there are many little things that you need to understand. But that's our next kata. So Rakesh, that's 4 times I say that, so that's 4 more prayers they have to do. So in these 2 occasions, we see how Hanuman likes to be thoughtful. Are we considerate and thoughtful about other people's feelings? Or do you say, man, that's them business? Them go fight them battles. That's them karma, let they handle it. So Hanuman Baba now continued on his journey. Now interestingly, the Devatas were looking on, and I can tell you this with affirmation. You see the Devatas, or if you go to church, the angels, they are very jealous of human beings. You know why? Because we have the unique capability of communicating with God whenever we want. Let me say that again. You have a direct line. If you decide to talk to God now and this minute, this second, you can do that. If you want to wait until tomorrow, you can do that. Anytime you want to have a conversation with God, you have that unique darshan. And that is why the Devatas and even the angels are jealous of human beings. Now, I'm using the word jealous loosely. So the Devatas were looking at Hanuman and looking at his journey, and they saw how he was considerate to Mount Mainak, and they said, well, he looking like he could finish it, but let's see what can happen next. We need to find out something about Hanuman. And in our next Chaupai 3, third one. Sarvishka ji will sing this Chaupai for us.
Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Jata Pavan Sut Devan Deka Janai Kaha Bada Boli Vishesha Rama
Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna
decided to test Hanuman Baba. And is there anyone here who never felt like they were being tested before? Not in school, I'm talking about in life. You know, going down the road all happy and nice and somebody passed and splash you with some water. That ever happened there? Do you continue being happy or do you let that water, that splash make you lose your happiness? I know somebody said they just started to eat Diana's chips one time. Understand, every single minute of the day, you are being tested, if not by humans, sometimes the devatas. But here is nice thing I learned from Amitabh Bachchan. He say his father tell him, if things not going your way, then it must be going the way of somebody higher than you. So if it going the way of the people higher than me, the devatas, then I more happy. Understand that? If it's not going the way you expecting it to go, that means it's going the way of a higher being. So smile and go with it. Because I can guarantee you one thing, no matter how terrible it is, you will come to the end of it. If people note, long time they say you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Nowadays when they're saying that, they're going to say, well, they're going on dead. But long time when they say you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, that means the end is near to this hardship that you are going through. And if no one ever tell you that, or if they didn't tell you that in a while, I am telling you that tonight. There is nothing that man or devatas could put in your way that you will not pass through. Because when God put you on this planet, when you were born, you came with a gift, just like Hanuman Baba. You have that gift that will take you through any hardship that you need to go through. Sometimes you may need help from other people, but you have the ability to go through it yourself. Understand what I'm supposed to say? See Ajay, you know, and Chami. Yeah, we're going to say that. We had to treat them a little bit here. You see, our Hindus today are too passive. They don't like to say Jai and they don't like to say that, but that's our next kata. That's 5 times now, Rakesh. So Hanuman Baba, the Devata said, okay, we're going to send this individual called Sursa. We know the story. And Sursa decided that she will eat Hanuman Baba. Now, all of this happened while Hanuman Baba flying. He is stopping for nothing. He on his journey. He has a mission. And while Sursa said, well, today I am lucky, I'm going to eat you. Hanuman said, sure, no problem. If you can eat me, but if you can't eat me, let me go. Now, the interesting thing is how Hanuman reacted to what was going on. He could have said, oh God, all is done, doom, gloom are dead. And let Sursa just eat him up and say, the end. That part of Ramayan's story done. Hanuman chose to use his intellect, his wisdom, and say, okay, if you want to eat me, no problem. And he used one of the siddhas that he had and grew bigger. Sursa mouth opened bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, until her mouth was so huge that he shrunk to a small size, went, stand up on top of her tongue and continue flying again. He chose to outsmart the problem that could even get as big as him. And our problem sometimes as we try to overcome it, it gets bigger than me. And we try to overcome it, I get bigger than you. And we just had to prove that we're bigger than the problem. Sometimes we just need to scale down our efforts. Let me tell you, most of the time, the simplest thing does work. I'm going to say that again. Most of the time, the simplest thing does work. If you never learned that before, I'm teaching you that tonight. The simplest thing does work. So keep it simple. You see how nice your life will be. So Hanuman uses wisdom. One other time that while the war was going on, do you know of an individual called Mahiravan or Ahiravan? Ahiravan was the keeper of Patal. We know where Patal is? Who knows where Patal is? They say Dongso. What we would call hell. Now in Hinduism, we have 7 levels of hell, not just one. So if you feel you're only going to one, Hell, it have 7. So you have 7 levels of suffering if you want to go down that way. I ain't saying this to frighten you. Because I could say to frighten you, but God has given us the way out of it. You just need to follow it. So Mahiravan at one point in time kidnapped Ram and Lakshman while the battle was going on. And he was going to sacrifice them, behead them, cut off the head. Right? And he took them down to Patal and he was about to sacrifice these two individuals to Mother Kali. And the reason why he was doing that because he wanted to see if he could get some more powers from Mother Kali. So there's a whole kata about that. I don't want to say that's our next kata because I 6th time we gotta come back, Shami. But Hanuman tracked them down. And just as the ceremony was going on, Hanuman took the form of a bee and flew by Ram's ear and said, listen, Ram, this is what I want you to do. When he comes to tell you to put your head on the altar, don't. Tell Ahiravan that we are princes, that I am a prince and I have never learned how to kneel to anybody. So when Ahiravan come, and Ram said that, he said, you know something, that could be true. Them is real good fellas, you know, them is princes. They probably never learned to kneel and put their head on an altar. He said, okay, I will show you how to do it. No problem. And Mahiravan knelt down and put his head on the chopping block. And immediately Hanuman transformed from the bee back to Hanuman, took up the axe and thank you, Cyrus. The end. And Kali Mata was so pleased because Mahiravan was one of her greatest devotees. Don't get me wrong, eh? You see them demons and Rakshas and them, they knew how to pray. If we learn to pray like them Rakshas and them, we get everything we want to know. And look at all these stories. How did the demons and the Rakshasas get their power? And they had to pray to God. Or to one of the devotees to get it. So if them can get through, why we can't get through? And we feel we better than the Rakshas and them. And Rakesh? Okay. So if you're better than the Rakshas, tomorrow morning when you're saying your prayers, make sure it comes to pass. So at that point in time, Kali Mata manifested and told Hanuman, because of your wisdom and because of you are helping get rid of all these Rakshasas, I want you to be the doorkeeper of all my temples. So if you have a Kali temple and you go to it and you don't see a little Hanuman Baba by the doorstep, turn around and go by the next one, they're not doing the correct thing. Learn how to identify the crooks from the real people, please. And I will get in trouble for saying that to Devika. Understand me, please. Don't let people fool you, you know. God give you an intelligent mind. Don't let people fool you, please. Unless you want them to fool you. Let me say it like that. You go ahead. If you want them to fool you, go ahead. But learn, please. So these two times, Hanuman Baba showed how he was wise. Our final chaupai tells of one more test Hanuman had to go through before he reached Tahi Mari. Right. So, Pulmati ji.
Sri Ram, Jai Ram, 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 Sri Ram, Jai Ram,
Hanuman had one more test before he reached the shores of Lanka. And he just passed